For all the curses we do.
Yeah, all that cursing. Damn, yes. And heck.
The bleep and bleeps.
Yep. Fiddlesticks.
I haven't heard fiddlesticks, I think, in a long time. Like a really long time.
Fiddlesticks?
Thanks for bringing that back.
I don't know what came over me that just felt natural to say fiddlesticks as an alternative to a real bad word.
Apparently an 1850s old man.
Happy New Year, everyone. You are listening to episode 33 of the recurring Bosscast. I'm Jet from SplitKick.com. With me is Jason from Inside Gaming Daily and Slick Gaming.
Happy New Year.
And Matt from Biff and Pop and the Streamin' Ego.
Happy New Year.
Yay. Our first show of 2014. I believe it's also going to be the first SplitKick show of 2014. Unless
oh, man, the pressure.
The short attention gamer guys cut us off at the pass. I don't know because we're recording this a little bit early. But
either way, we should definitely deliver.
Yeah, at the very least, it is going to be the first of our shows in 2014, and it's good to be back.
Indeed.
We're going to do things a little differently today. There's not really any sort of structure because what we've been playing and our topic of the week and all that just kind of blends into one big all topic of the holidays. So, I mean, let's just kick it off. Were the holidays good for you guys?
Yeah, holidays are great. Lots of time with family. Went to Fenland Falls, Eliza's family. And almost got caught without gas. Yeah, we left her place to come back on the evening of Christmas Day to come back to do Boxing Day with my family. And yeah, we had no gas. And none of the gas stations were open for miles and miles. So we had to go back. And then next morning woke up and there was fortunately a gas station open that allowed us to come back. Or else we might still be there. I might not be on the show today. But yeah, other than that, good time with family, lots of gifts and fun and food and so much food. But yeah, good times. How about you guys?
How far away is Fenland Falls from Toronto?
Fenland Falls is about 2.5 hours north.
North, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been. Is that close to Algonquin?
Not really, no. It's more like the Kawartha Lakes area.
Okay.
So there's like locks and boats and all kinds of stuff. It's also coincidentally where Kawartha ice cream comes from, which is delicious.
Kawartha, I love Kawartha ice cream. There was an ice cream place close to my old work called Carter's Ice Cream, which sold all Kawartha's ice cream. I think my favorite one was... Oh, man, I can't remember. I love their birthday cake ice cream.
I've never even tried their birthday cake ice cream.
Birthday cake ice cream is kind of like vanilla ice cream, but more delicious.
Yeah,
although
it's
because
like on steroids.
Because of the rainbow colors in it, a lot of my coworkers accused me of being a pedophile because it looks like kitty ice cream.
They haven't tried.
Eating kitty ice cream makes you a pedophile?
Apparently.
I call shenanigans.
I don't care. I like this ice cream. Birthday cake ice cream is awesome.
Nice.
So I don't care what you say about me. That's my prerogative. Yeah, before I guess we get to actual Christmas, Greater Toronto area got hit with a super bad ice storm.
Oh, yeah.
Matt, how badly affected were you by that?
Well, luckily not too badly. But pretty much all of the surrounding area was devastated. Like no power for days.
Oh, man.
Everything was covered in ice. They had emergency people working basically around the clock to try and fix it. At least 5 of my friends had to throw out like every bit of food in their house because it was all spoiled. Aside from like the box stuff, but
nice.
Yeah, it was terrible. And one of my friends had her house was at one point. I think their power was out. It was out for actually about 5 days, but about the 3rd day, her house was actually in the minus temperatures.
Oh, jeez!
Because we had actually, unfortunately, a really bad cold snap during that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty bad. Luckily, I wasn't affected though.
Good.
Steph and I over here weren't affected too much. On the Saturday night, we stayed up really late to watch this movie, and we stayed up really late. It was almost 4 o'clock in the morning. It was a movie on TV, and then our TV cuts out just as it was about to hit like the final scene. And we're like, oh, damn it, we need to know what happens. And so we ended up just looking on Wikipedia for the ending. And spoilers, the guy takes over his dad's convenience store. And we're just like, what? That's That's it? After all of that, that's the only thing. Oh, so not worth it. I'm not even going to tell you what movie that is. You just have to think about
this.
Now every movie I watch, I'm going to be like, oh my god, is someone going to take over a convenience store?
It is a Christmas movie. I will give you that much of a hint.
Okay.
So,
duly noted.
I mean, from there, we didn't have internet or TV for a day. That came back, but going to visit my parents on Christmas Eve, their entire city was just decimated. Trees everywhere, just fallen over or split in half. Trees falling over cars and stuff. It was crazy.
Well, that was the big thing, right? Like, the ice ended up coating everything, especially trees, and then we got wind, and then because of the weight of the ice, all the trees started snapping.
Yeah.
And they were destroying cars and pulling power lines down, and
That's
yeah,
crazy.
it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the big park in my parents' city, they had power lines bordering it, and they're all down.
Oh,
What else was I going to say? Steph's family, they live, like, way out of the city, and they did not have power for about a week. So, yeah, it did get super cold, and they actually didn't have water either because it was powered by the electricity. So, they were going through some really rough times these last few days, trying to get through it.
wow.
Yeah. But we're okay, and I don't think any sort of fatalities or anything happened during this time. It just kind of sucked.
It was really inconvenient because a lot of people didn't have power over Christmas, right? So,
Yeah.
and again, a lot of people stock up on food for families coming over, and it all went bad, which is really unfortunate.
How about that epic California ice storm that happened during Christmas?
Oh man, it was over in a blink of an eye. So I slept through it.
It's almost like it didn't happen.
Yes, exactly. I would say it didn't happen actually. But I remember ice storms back in Indiana. They weren't nearly as bad as you were describing, but it really sucked because no one really knew how to handle it. So cars on the road were, really, really slow, and everyone is falling down in a non-comical fashion. And it was, not so cool. But at least there's no more of that over here, so yay.
Don't jinx it, Jason. You
Exactly.
never know when that next epic ice storm is going to hit California.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna happen.
It's true. Last winter, Las Vegas had snow, didn't they?
I feel like that did happen, actually.
Yeah. So you're close.
It's true. I'm actually going to Las Vegas.
CES?
Well, I hope it doesn't snow.
Yeah, we're going to CES again, so I'll be in there in 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe.
Nice.
Maybe you'll get a first glimpse at that rumored Sony VR headset?
Maybe. Sony was definitely at the last one, and maybe. I mean, I'm sure they'll be there, so we'll see what it is, but I don't know of any real big, gaming stuff that's going to be there, so it's just going to be other electronics, which are cool, but for the sakes of this show, not quite as relevant.
I don't know. Well, we're talking fast and loose here. 2014 in technology, what's the big thing? Is it the Oculus Rift? Is it some sort of phone innovation? Is it super big 4K TVs actually becoming purchasable by regular people?
Right. I would assume the 4K TVs purchasable by regular people would be a good bet, just because that was actually what it was last year at CES. It was just, this thing is coming, and now it's actually here, but they cost a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah.
So I would assume a lower price would make sense. But I don't know. Oculus Rift, I feel like that's not going to drop for a few years. I just don't know if it's there. But I don't know. I mean, TVs can only look so good, and then I don't really care anymore.
Every time I show the Oculus Rift to my coworkers, it always ends up going to, oh man, and then there's these erotic games on the Oculus Rift, and you wear this headset, and then there's an attachment you put on your crotch, and you thrust.
It's like you're really there. Oh, my lord.
I know there's other demos, the whole roller coaster thing, and assorted cool survival horror things, but I don't know. Every time I talk about that machine, it always comes back to just virtually doing it.
Yeah, humanity's got its priorities straight.
Yep.
Yes.
I really am curious about where you work. If that's what they think of Oculus Rift, and they rag on you for eating birthday cake ice cream, and you show them basically pornography images when they ask for help on the computer. So,
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, don't forget about last time.
Just the HR nightmare all over.
Yes, exactly.
No, so actual Christmas stuff, was it good spending time with your family, Jason?
Yeah, this is my first Christmas away from my home in Indiana, so it was a little bit different, but it was actually really fun. I felt really, really welcome, so that was pretty cool. And lots of cool gifts and fun times and food and stuff. So it was great. It was actually really nice and very relaxing. I had a few days off from work too, which can easily be the best part. So
Great. Did you make a turkey?
no, but Laura's dad did. So we had that cooked up. It was like another Thanksgiving thing, and we all kind of pitched in to help cook some of the food. So I ended up helping out with part of the sweet potatoes and the stuffing. And it was good. It was a big joint venture, and then it all, culminated in a nice big dinner, and it was really nice.
Did you do stuffing from a box?
No, it's handmade. It tastes better that way.
Nice.
Oh, Look at you.
I know, and I love stuffing. It's like one of my favorite parts of the meal, so I ate a lot.
And how about you, Matt? How was the actual Christmas festivities?
They were good. Again, lots of food. It's pretty much like all I remember is just more food coming all the time. Yeah, I mean, just kind of hung out and spent time with family, and it's kind of quiet up in Fenland Falls. Mm-hmm. So, and the house, Liza's aunt's house, is kind of off the beaten path. So, you're kind of secluded, but it was awesome, really cool. And they have a nice TV and stuff. So we sat around, watched Christmas stuff, and ate food, and were merry.
Yes,
and all that stuff.
How many times did you guys see Elf this holiday season?
Okay, well, that's an unfair question because it's awesome. Yeah, I saw it. I would say, I think twice or 3 times, maybe 3 times now that I think of it.
Yeah, I must have seen that movie like 4 or 5 times in the last month of Steph just putting it on or it being on TV like nonstop. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, if you count like just the parts that I've seen of it on TV, it's probably like 5 or 6 times.
Yes, exact same way.
Maybe you guys can explain this to me, but I've seen Home Alone 2 come up on TV about a dozen times this holiday season, and the original Home Alone only showing up once. Why is the second movie played way more than the first one? Because I'm pretty sure the first one is better than the second.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the one in New York, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe because it's a big city and they like that. I don't know. I feel like the second one's not nearly as good as the first one.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you. I didn't really like the second one as much as I liked the first one.
No.
Maybe it's just the whole Kevin McAllister origin story.
So segueing a little bit into video games, it was Christmas dinner, and it was just about to start, and I was on my phone on the Future Shop app because their Boxing Day sale was about to start at 8 o'clock. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm just going to keep hitting refresh. I've already got Wind Waker HD and Wii Party U loaded up in my cart, and I was just going to process it through as soon as I could, and I would time it just in time for Christmas dinner so I didn't have to have the phone out. So at 8 o'clock rolls around, I hit checkout, and then the screen comes up that says, oh, you've been put in a queue. Don't refresh this page because you might lose your spot in line if you do anything. So I was like, okay, right. I'll keep it on. And they said, well, refresh it every minute. So first 5 minutes, I'm stuck at 0%.
Oh,
and then it finally moves up to 1%, 2%. And I'm like, oh man, this is not going to time out well. So I think it got to 50%, and then Christmas dinner started. So I'm trying to play it cool, all normal, get my food, start eating, and meanwhile I have my phone face up, sitting on my lap that I'm touching every minute to make sure it doesn't go into sleep mode. And in the middle of dinner, it finally hits 100%, and I excuse myself from the table, and I run up to the bathroom to finish the transaction.
Nice.
And when I got to the bathroom, pulled out my phone, I realized that I'd accidentally turned it off. Or at least in sleep mode while I was putting it in my pocket. I was like, oh no! I turn it back on, flip on the app, and luckily I was still there. So I completed the transaction in their bathroom and then came back downstairs.
That's awesome.
This isn't too much of a secret. I know Steph and some of her cousins know, but I didn't want to clue in like her parents and stuff who take this very seriously that I was on my phone buying video games during their important Christmas dinner.
Wait. Are you telling me her parents don't listen to the show?
No, they don't.
How dare they?
Yes.
So yeah, I ended up getting Wind Waker HD and Wii Party U, which actually just came in the mail today.
Nice.
What did you guys get in terms of Christmas goodies? Matt, you can start.
I didn't actually get a whole lot of video game stuff this Christmas, surprisingly.
What did you get then?
I got a Keurig coffee maker.
Okay.
Nice.
Which I've been wanting for so long.
Steph got one of those too. She bought it on Boxing Day, but we'll get to that.
Oh my god, they're so good. I can't. I don't even know what I did without it.
So did you get the regular edition, the special edition? I think there's a platinum one too.
I think I just got the regular one,
Okay.
just black with the water reservoir on the side.
Yep.
But I got that, and then my brother got me like a thermal thermos kind of thing, like a travel mug,
Mm-hmm.
and it's probably the best thermos I think I've ever had in my life. So it's basically like just a normal coffee mug with a handle on it, or a coffee like travel mug with a handle on it. But I can pour a coffee at 7:00 in the morning, and it's still like piping hot at noon.
Nice.
Wow.
I actually
Yeah,
pretty
it's
sure
great.
I got the exact same thing because it's amazing.
We had the same Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah. So I got that, and then what else did I get? Man,
Who got socks?
Nice.
I said, who got socks? I definitely got socks.
I got socks.
I got some white gym socks that I'm wearing right now that Steph got me, and I got some dress socks as well.
Nicely done.
Very nice. This was actually the first year that I got them, and I was like, "Oh, thank you!" Like,
That's how you know you've grown up.
yeah,
When you appreciate the socks, you're like, "Oh, I really could use a good pair of socks."
exactly. So weird.
Did anybody get pajama pants?
I did. I also
Yeah,
needed
pretty
those
much.
too.
I needed those too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really buy stuff to wear around the house. I just have clothes that I used to think were cool to wear out, and then I just don't wear them anymore.
They've been relegated to just in the house.
Yes.
So I usually wear like basketball shorts around the house, just cause. And I only had 1 or 2 pairs of pajama pants, and there's this one pair that I got for Christmas in like 2001 that I still have, and there's holes in them, and the drawstrings like popping out the side, and Steph is really embarrassed every time I wear them, even if it's just us together. So Steph's sister got me a new pair of pajama pants, and I can finally throw out the old ones. I think they're still in my closet though, but I'll get around to it, I promise.
Yeah, next Christmas we're going to have the same show. I haven't thrown them out yet, but I'll get around to it, I promise.
Yeah, pajama pants, as you get older, those become pretty clutch. And the socks.
Yeah, socks, pajama pants.
I haven't got the tie yet, so I'm not that far.
Man, I got a tie for Christmas.
Oh no!
Now I feel like a really old man.
I think I got one last year for the first time.
Nice. But gaming-wise, I didn't really get it for Christmas, but I did take it back from my brother. I got Assassin's Creed 4 for the PS4 back. He'd been playing it for a while, and I just talked to him. I was like, how far are you in it? He goes, about halfway. I said, are you going to finish it because you're going away for New Year's? He's going to the Winter Classic.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, probably not before. I said, okay, I'm taking it. So I took it back, and that's literally all I've been doing for the last 2 days. Playing
Nice.
Assassin's Creed. It's really good.
Yeah, what makes it better than 3? Or, like, yeah, what makes it better than 3?
So I don't know if you guys have ever played. There used to be a game called Sid Meier's Pirates.
Yeah,
You guys remember that
Sid
game?
Meier's
yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So I thought it was a decent game, but the one thing I always thought was it was very like scripted. So you could do the battles, but then everything was sort of like FMV afterwards, and
Yes.
you didn't really have a whole lot to do. So basically, Assassin's Creed Black Flag is normal Assassin's Creed with all the stealth and running around and sword fighting and good stuff. But then it also adds I know one of the previous ones had the ship battles and stuff in it, but I don't know, man. They've been refined so well, and you can board ships and like fight people off and take them and start a fleet, and it's so good. And then when you're going through the water, your crew sings all these old pirate songs. So you literally, and then like the sound, if you wear like a good set of headphones, the sound really immerses you in it, and you kind of feel like you're actually sailing the high seas as a pirate. It's really cool.
Nice.
So I
is
spent
it
a
the
lot of my
best
time
Assassin's
just.
Creed yet?
I'm sorry.
Is it the best one yet?
You know what? I think it is, with all the stuff combined. And the game is really big too. And it's all, I would say it's basically an open world. There are some sort of loading points, but once you're in the ship, you can sail literally anywhere without loading. So it's pretty good. And I think I'm only about 45% of the way through it. So I'm
You're playing
actually
on PS4,
sitting here,
right?
Yeah, on PS4.
Nice.
I'm sitting here and I literally can't wait to go back and play.
We'll make it short or
Yeah.
long. I don't know.
So see you guys. I have something completely unrelated to do.
This is a free-form show. Do whatever you'd like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While everyone else in the city didn't have power, and I did, I played a bunch of Ni no Kuni.
Oh, you love it?
I do.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not a JRPG guy, and I haven't played one really since Super Mario RPG, but I really like that game. I love the presentation of it, just that whole vibe of I'm playing a cartoon right now. And then mechanically, I think it's really cool. I love the combat in it. I think it's very interesting and engaging throughout, and the story's really good too. I think my only gripe right now, and maybe I just suck at the game, is that I kind of feel like when you have people fighting alongside of you that they're not very smart, or at least they don't do what I would want them to do.
They're really dumb. like really dumb.
But that's the problem with so many games too. Like AI just doesn't do as good as you.
Yeah.
Well, as good as anything, really.
And I mean, it's a tough balance because you kind of get macros for each of the other characters, like support me, keep me alive, go nuts, do whatever you want.
Which they never do.
They never do.
No.
I would constantly, like, I think it was Esther, and I would watch her fight, and then the moment, like, the timer ran out on her duck dude, she would just be, like, standing there by herself doing the magic and not calling out the other two familiars that I gave her to use.
Yeah.
It would just drive me nuts. And I'm, like, thinking, like, do I then have to just, like, micromanage every single move for both characters?
You do.
You do, but then you lose kind of the mobility aspect of it. Like, I find that moving in during that combat is actually really important. One thing I found, I don't know if this is, like, actually a known trick, but there was, on top of that volcano where you fight that big monster, he had this, like, tail whip move where he, like, spins around. I found that if you time your calls right, where you summon your familiar back and then throw out another one, you can completely avoid that attack. So I kept doing that a lot, but then if I'm constantly worrying about movement, then I can't worry about the other person's moves. So then it's just kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't thing.
Mm.
Did you beat it?
No. I'm about 12 hours in.
Okay.
I am kind of like Assassin's Creed on the boat.
You're just kind of doing random stuff.
No, I just got the boat, and I am in the ferry town.
Oh, yeah, Drippy's town.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Drippy. I love Drippy.
Drippy is an amazing character.
He's so good.
Yeah, he is the crux of that game. I mean, without him, that game would be notably worse.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You're just making me want to play it more and more.
You should go play that game.
Yeah, you should do it.
I think.
I have so many other games.
Like what, Jason?
Well, first I have to be A Link Between Worlds because I got it and it's amazing. It's blowing my mind. Actually, it's actually really fun.
I got that for my brother for Christmas. He can't stop playing it.
Yes, I've not been this much into like playing a game for a long time. Like I'm actually like playing it as I'm eating on my break at work, as opposed to like eating first and then like popping it on. So it's really good.
How far along are you in it?
I already got the first 3 pendants, and I got 1 dungeon completed in low rule. I did the Lost Woods first. It's good, and I think that with every Zelda game, I feel like they really, play towards the nostalgia because they can. And this game is obviously like, well, duh, A Link to the Past. But there's so many like subtleties that I don't think people would really notice unless you've played many of the games. I mean, beyond like the soundtrack being, reprised from every other Zelda game, there's like little touches like here and there. Like if you wall merge into like people's houses, you can see their pictures better. And like the pictures on the walls, if they're like of a person, it's from like a different game. So like if you look on there, like one of the person's houses had a picture of either Malon or Talon, one of them from like Ocarina of Time, just like on the wall. And it's like, oh, that's so cool. And, the game is full of things like that. And I loved it. So I'm actually really excited. And I think Laura's sister was asking me, or someone else, like, why I thought the game was fun, because I knew where everything was, because it's the same world. And so, for example, I knew if I went underneath... Okay, well, I assumed if I went underneath the bridge to Hyrule Castle, that there would be a guy willing to give me a bottle. And sure enough, there was. And so they were like, well, why are you...
It's not the same guy.
What's that?
I don't think it's the same guy, though, right?
No, it's a different guy. But, the same idea, that was there. And they're like, well, you already know where everything is. But I'm like, yeah, but it's still really exciting to see, what it looks like and if it's there and all this stuff. And I think that it's that sort of combination of all those things and the solid gameplay makes it really fun. So... Long story short, I guess I could see why Jet would rank it high for Game of the Year.
Yeah, a lot of people ranked it high.
Yeah.
Giant Bomb had it as their number 2 Game of the Year. GameSpot named it their number 1.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's... Yeah, I need to beat that first. But I mean, I heard it's not that long, actually. So we'll see.
I can't remember. I looked at my game clock recently, or at least the log on the 3DS, and I think it took me about 12 hours to beat it.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like I'm already like 4 or 5 in, so like, I don't know, but were you really like task driven? Like you go one place to the other, or did you explore?
I did explore, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12 to 16 hours, I'd say.
Fair enough. I'm not one to like go and collect every single thing, but once I get a new like power or ability, I just like wander around and see what happens.
Yeah, my brother ended up collecting all 100 My Mi's.
Yeah, my mice. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I had in mind. I'm saying I'm not going to do it all. So. But those are fun. I don't know. That game is just pretty cool. Like, if you have a 3DS, you pretty much have to have that.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say one of the must-play games, period, of 2013.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so Matt, get on it. Once John's done with it, you go borrow it from him.
It's funny. That's the first thing he said. He goes, I gotta give you this because you need to play it. He goes, so just take the DS and use it.
Yes. Totally worth your time.
So Matt, we talked about all the non-gaming stuff that you got. Did you get any actual gaming stuff?
I got a ton of credits for the PlayStation Network.
Nice.
So
Can't go
I'm
wrong.
going to be... Yeah, no, I have to kind of wait until there's actually something viable to spend them on. But, yeah, so technically it's I got about 3 games worth of gift cards. So I got 3 games for Christmas, but I just don't know what they are yet.
To be determined.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs.
Yeah, I think probably one of them's going to be Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
I might get Infamous. I don't know. I wasn't really a fan of the other Infamouses, but maybe this won't change my mind.
I totally forgot that Watch Dogs was coming Q1 2014. Like,
Yeah.
April.
after the last show where I was like, oh, there's nothing good coming out in 2014 for like 6 months, I forgot that Watch Dogs was coming out in the first little bit. So there
Could
you go.
very well be delayed, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Ubisoft played Grand Theft Auto and just went, oh, crap.
Exactly. Oh, totally random. Did you see that article about Capcom saying that Resident Evil is dead because the fans are like getting older and don't want to play it anymore?
I saw the NeoGAF forum title where they said most of their fans are in their 30s and 40s,
Yeah.
but I did not actually read through it. I actually
Yeah.
bought more Resident Evil, but we'll talk about that once we get to Boxing Day stuff.
Mhm.
Resident Evil fans apparently super old.
Yeah, apparently. And people that are 30s don't play video games, I guess. According to Capcom.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird statement.
Yeah, it also doesn't help that the last few games haven't been very good.
Oh, well, I mean, that's the truth. But that's not what Capcom thinks, so...
I beat Skylanders Swap Force.
Nice.
That is a solid game. I think the best Skylanders yet.
Mm.
I really like that all the way through. It does a great job of keeping things fresh and interesting. Like, I feel like the game in the past has had issues with pacing and finding stuff to do other than mash on the attack button to kill dudes to level up.
Yeah.
And this time they do a really good job of finding things for you to do throughout that isn't Skystones.
Right. Skystone,
Yeah.
it's your favorite.
Yeah. I got a couple of games for Christmas, and then I bought a whole bunch of stuff. So, Steph got me Pokemon X.
Very nice.
It is, I guess, basically my first ever Pokemon. And, like, I like the combat part of it. I think that's really cool. It's the stuff outside. I feel like it's made for people who have already played a lot of Pokemon, because they kind of cut to the chase a lot of times. Of just like, well, now there's Mega Evolutions, and I'm like, wait, but what about all the stuff that led up to that point? And the story is just, well, go be a Pokemon trainer, and then literally every single person in that world already is a Pokemon trainer, and just like random dad walks into you on the street and is like, let's do this, and throws this Pokeball out, and then you start battling them too, and
then you steal their money.
yeah. It just seems like a very odd world. But I do like fighting Pokemon. I think that part is rad.
Yeah. If you think it's weird now, it gets weirder later. When, like, somehow the world is going to end.
Oh, jeez.
Not really a spoiler, because it happens in every game.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm enjoying it. I haven't played it much lately, just because I've been out of the house a lot doing some other stuff, but yeah.
Who's your starter?
I went with, I think, Finnegan, the fire one.
Lame.
What?
Lame.
That helped me own that first gym that was all bug-based. Just torch them all.
No, it's cool. I think Laura picked Finnegan.
Finnegan's the cutest one.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But Froakie turns into a frog ninja. Just throwing it out there.
What have you been playing, Jason?
Besides Link Between Worlds, I got some other good stuff for Christmas, but we've only really been playing some of the more party-themed games because Laura's sister's here and some of her friends are coming over and stuff.
Okay.
Excuse me. So we actually popped in Mario 3D World, and that game is pretty awesome. And yes, quite hectic. I don't know if I could actually beat the later levels with more than one person. But that's fun. And yeah, I really like it. I mean, I think I was saying it when I was playing it. I think it's a much better multiplayer Mario game than the Wii versions. And it kind of makes you wish that we had this to begin with, and didn't have to deal with the new Super Mario Brothers Wii at all. Even though it's good, I just wish I had this sooner. And the cat suit is amazing.
Yeah, I love that cat suit.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious that you can just run up the pole and no one else can get there in time, and opens up so many other places to go. And I don't know, it's just really fun. I also think it's funny that you can run around on like the game level select world for no apparent reason, but you still get like power ups.
Yeah, there's still power ups and secrets and
yeah, exactly.
Weird
so it's
stuff.
pretty fun, and I'm excited to see the end levels too. The one like the actual let's call them the pro levels. I'm going to see what those look like.
They're pretty nuts. I don't see how anyone can beat those in a 4-player troop.
Challenge accepted. I will see if we can actually get there.
Other stuff I got for Christmas. Oh, Rocksmith 2014.
Nice.
I should talk about that because I was playing some of that last night, and my fingers are sore from learning how to play Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard.
A classic.
They have done a bang-up job in making that into the guitar training tool that it should have been all along.
Really?
So I give a lot of credit to Rocksmith for being the catalyst that helped me learn how to play guitar, but I found that the best parts of Rocksmith were buried under a really crappy Guitar Hero game with a progression mode, and you had to score a certain number of points in order to unlock the next song. And Rocksmith 2014 says, you know what? Screw all of that. The main mode is just learn a song. And so you pick a song in any order. They're all just there. Play whatever you want. There's no points in the game. It's just how well you did in the song.
It's not really a game, more of just like an application then.
No, at that point, it's just an application.
That's awesome, though.
I think it works a lot better for what that game was trying to do in the first place. So it made it a lot easier for me to learn songs, and they had the riff repeater, like the training mode, built into the main game. So one of the issues with the old Rocksmith was that if you got stuck on a part, you had to like exit that, go into the training mode, practice that segment, then go back to the main game and hope you hit those notes properly. This time you could just like pull up the training mode in the middle of the actual song and just like loop it up from there and then seamlessly go back into the song.
Nice.
Has anybody seen the marketing for this? Like, are they marketing it as a tool now as opposed to a game?
They have the Learn How to Play Guitar in 60 Days challenge.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying the game is like bad at all, but I've only really heard Jet talk about it, so I'm actually honestly surprised they made a second one. No, and apparently, and if it's this much better, that's great, but that's kind of shocking.
I think the first game sold well, and the people who played it really, really liked it, or at least really wanted to like the concept of learning how to play the guitar.
Right.
And I think they've got it this time.
Who made the game?
Ubisoft.
Gotcha. Wow, Ubisoft. We're on a roll.
So, Jason, you guys don't have Boxing Day in the States, right?
No, we don't. It's just the day after Christmas.
It's just lame.
Yeah.
So
I thought about you guys, though. I was like, oh, man, it's Boxing Day. Like, I actually remembered maybe at like 4, because I had the day off, and I was like, oh, I should have texted him, like, good luck or something. But, yeah. What did you guys get?
You know what? I didn't do much Boxing Day shopping.
What?
I have been doing the Steam sale, though. The holiday Steam sale.
Okay.
I just been picking up random games as they go along. So yesterday I got Surgeon Simulator. I don't know if you guys have ever played this game. Dude, like, I can't even explain this game. You're basically doing heart transplants in the back of a moving ambulance. And,
Nice.
And when I say heart transplants, that's literally the loosest term I've ever used, because it's essentially taking whatever you've got in front of you and just like hammering the ribs out of the person, and then you just pull their internal organs out, and then you take the heart and you just kind of throw it in the body, and it's like success. And it goes like, he'll live probably. You know what I mean? Definitely like a little time waster, but pretty fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I got just a couple other ones. I got Treen 2, Treen the complete collection or whatever.
Nice.
We played that at Jet's place, and I liked it, so I was like, I might as well get it. And I picked up Brothers: A Tale of Two Worlds.
Sons.
I think that's what it's
I actually
called.
picked that up on the Xbox Live sales.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it looks.
a lot of people.
that looks pretty
Yeah.
awesome. Like I was really excited to play it when it first came out, but never got around to it. So, did you play it yet or no?
No, I haven't played it yet.
Oh man,
No,
I need to.
yeah,
know what
Black
it's like.
Flag unfortunately is taking up all of my time. Yeah, and I think that was basically. I think I might have picked up The Witcher at some point as well.
Yeah, I saw
But,
that was only $5.
Yeah, and another game that was awesome is Fallout New Vegas was $2.49.
Wow.
Oh my god, absolutely worth it.
Yeah, so I already had it, but I mean, if anybody doesn't have it,
Not on
it's
PC.
crazy
Yeah.
not to pay $2. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so that was basically my video game rake-in this week. What about you guys?
So I guess my Boxing Day shopping started on Christmas Eve with Wind Waker, and it was Wind Waker and We Party You. And so both of those games were $30. We Party You in particular was a big steal because that $30.
That Wii remote.
Yeah, the Wii remote's packed in. So
God, that's
$30.
such a good
wow.
game. I'm like so jealous.
My mom gave me some Christmas money for Christmas, and when I got home, I was thinking about it like, hey, maybe the Elgato Game Capture HD is on sale. Sure enough, it was $60 off.
Oh my
And I
God.
said, I'm going to put my money towards that. So I ended up buying a video capture device for recording video game stuff so that you guys aren't watching me put my webcam in front of my TV. Yeah, I got that in today and I messed around with it. I made a combo video. I mean, my editing is really rudimentary with Windows Movie Maker, but the video and audio quality of it is excellent.
Yes, I can tell you from seeing it, it looks good.
Yeah, Windows Movie Maker, the premier editing software.
Yes, all the pros use that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really new to this whole game capture scene, so I can't talk about the nuts and bolts of how the things works and the settings and whatnot, but it was really easy to hook up. The software on it was a pain. When I installed it for the first time, well, it didn't really install. It crashed 3 or 4 times, and then it installed, and then I find the editing on it to be awful. Of just, like, I would set a cut point here, and then the moment I play it back, my cut point is like 3 seconds earlier than where I wanted it to cut, and then it's just, I can't use this. So I have to find a place to dump the video, but the video quality that it captures in is excellent, and it also has settings in there for if you're going to do Let's Plays and you've got your mic set up. So I just used my default mic when I was testing it out, and it works really well, and it also has settings for turning the volume down a little bit on the gameplay while you talk.
It's awesome.
So
Are you recording through Mac or a PC?
PC, but it also
Gotcha.
works on Mac.
Gotcha.
From my research, the Elgato is like the only one that supports Mac by default.
Wow.
Interesting.
I don't know if that's on sale anymore in Canada, but yeah, it was in Canada it was 130. I know in the States it got as low as 99.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen it for that price. So
Yeah.
that's
So
good.
I'm really happy with that. Oh, Steph got me the Capcom character encyclopedia for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Did
that's
you read it yet?
awesome.
Yeah, I read a little bit of it, and
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. I started in alphabetical order, so
Of course.
yep. I got a bunch of tabletop game stuff. So I got this game called Squirrels, S''Quarrels.
Gotcha. Fighting
It's a
squirrels.
game where you're all squirrels, and the goal is to store the most nuts before winter comes. So there's a deck of cards in the middle, and you draw one, and you have to put one in the hoard where like all the nuts stack up, and then you match 3 in your hand, put them away. And if the winter card comes up, whoever's got the most points at the end of the round, or like at the end of a certain goal, wins. That one's okay.
It's pretty simple.
It's good. It's very simple. I
Yeah.
got some Munchkin expansions for Christmas.
Very nice.
That's always fun. I got the Legendary Dark City expansion.
Oh my god.
Bought that on Boxing Day at Snakes and Lattes, the go-to board game place in Toronto.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Legendary is the Marvel deck building game, and I really like it as far as deck building goes because there's a lot of layers on top of it to make it feel like you're Marvel superheroes fighting against Marvel supervillains. My big concern with it was that the content was a little thin, where you got 15 superheroes out of the box, but then you had to play with 5 superheroes at a time. So it kind of felt like there weren't that many combinations you could use.
Mm-hmm.
But with the Dark City expansion, you get another 17 heroes and another 5 masterminds and another 8 schemes. So that basically doubles the game.
Sweet.
And the cards and the new mechanics on it are really slick and just seamlessly flow in. Like, we were teaching my brother and Steph's sister how to play the core game, and they got it, and then I weaved in some of the Dark City cards, and it was just a natural progression through. And so, for the price, that's a really good upgrade. How about you, Jason? I see you've got this super giant list of games and other things here that you have not talked about yet. Let's talk about some of these. I'm going to pick one.
Your list was just as big.
Have you played any Game & Wario yet?
No, I haven't. But since we were playing most of the party games, like that's one that's probably going to pop open soon. So I ended up playing that game in a demo station, and I really, really liked it because it was pretty fun just to like play around with the gamepad, and it was easy to pass to friends, and everyone else wanted to play. So it was one of the games that I would say convinced me to get the Wii U, and then Mario 3D World was like, yeah, I got to buy this. But I've not played it, but I really want to. But I think the surprise sort of, I guess we can say, hit so far of the vacation has been Nintendo Land again, because we've been playing a lot of the Animal Crossing game. It's where you just try to collect the candy, and someone else controls the cops, and they try to stop you. For some reason, that has been like the talk of the town for a few days. And beyond that, we've just been playing like the other Nintendo Land games, but no, I haven't been able to play anything else besides Link Between Worlds and 3D World. But we did get some board games, because I guess it's kind of, I mean, I'm probably the video game guy. Laura's kind of video games and board games, but her sister is really into a lot of board games. So I ended up buying her this game called Elder Sign for Christmas. It is based on the Arkham Horror board game. So have you guys heard or played either of those?
No.
I've heard a lot about it. I have not played it.
Okay. I'd say Arkham is, I don't know, I mean, it's not like the king of board games, but like I would say it's big, like people know what it is. Laura's laughing at me. Because like, I mean, like, it's like the pinnacle of like crazy ass complicated games, like for board game stuff. But it's still really fun. But Elder Sign is by the same people, and it's really simplified down, so it's no longer a board game. It's kind of like cards and dice. But you essentially start the game by drawing your characters. You're in this, I guess you can say you're still in Arkham, and nothing to do with Batman. And you fight an ancient one, so it could be like Cthulhu or any other type of, you know, that sort of monster. And you have to like complete little adventures and seal them away before the bad thing wakes up. And it's really, really, really difficult to win. So I think I've played 3 times, and we've only won once, but it's really fun. And I think Elder Sign it's not as complicated as Arkham, so it's not quite as engrossing, but it's still really fun. And so that was pretty neat. And I think it was I hope it was a good buy. So if you're looking for a complicated game, you can get either of those too. But beyond that, Laura got me a game that I liked when we played it at one of our like board game gatherings, and it's called Stone Age. And it is essentially a game about, I guess it's like resource collecting. You just gain victory points, but you start off with like your little caveman people, and you assign them to do tasks around your village. And essentially you are collecting food or resources that you can use later to buy like huts that give you victory points, and cards that expand your food track that you need to feed your people at the end of every round, or get you extra resources, or they can get you bonus points at the end of the game. So there's like a lot of things that you can do, but it's all based on your dice rolls and where everyone else goes before you go. And I really liked it because there's so much that you could do to win that you never really feel like someone's ever really screwing you over, because there's some other usually just as good option to choose. And I feel like I've played a lot of board games where that's not quite the case, but this one is like that, and so it's actually really fun. And that was a big surprise. I wasn't expecting to get that, so that was pretty cool.
All right, I will keep my eye out on both of those. I'm always looking for new tabletop games to play, and yeah, those sound cool.
Definitely. I think of the two, I would say Stone Age is the more friendly game. But, I mean, Elder Sign, it's not hard to read. There's only like 10 pages of rules, and beyond that, it's not crazy complicated once you figure it out.
Only 10 pages.
So, but I got a lot of other games, too. So, my brother got me Lego Marvel Superheroes for the Xbox. So I think I wrote on my blog that I will see if Jed is correct and if it's actually good or not. So
Well, I never said it was bad. I just said it was not for me.
right. I think my hesitation is that I fear that the series is going to stagnate because, like, what else can they really do?
From what I played, like, the last Lego game I played was Lego Batman, and this felt like a big jump in terms of production values, and they cleaned up a lot of the gameplay hiccups I had with the old one, but it was just like, I'm still not feeling this.
Yeah. So we'll see. The only other Xbox game I got was the Adventure Time game. And I wanted it for Xbox because I think it'll be easier to play multiplayer. But I don't know. I mean, the series is really funny, and the first game was pretty cool. So I'm hoping this one is a good one that I can hop online and play. But that's it pretty much. I did get Skylanders, but I'm waiting for the Xbox version before I can play it. So we'll do a little exchange and play it that way.
Which version of Skylanders did you get?
Oh, I got the Wii version, and like I don't mind playing it on the Wii, but the way our apartment's kind of set up, it'll be rather difficult, and I want to play on the Xbox because it'll look a little bit nicer.
Okay.
And yeah. Oh, I was gonna ask you earlier, who did you use as your like main Skylander?
I switched between, I guess, my 9 or 10 dudes evenly, so they're all leveled the same except for Tree Rex because he sucks.
Tree Rex?
Tree Rex is garbage. I think the Giants as a whole, like, if Tree Rex is any indication, the Giants are the worst thing to happen to that series. They're slow, they're not fun to play, and they get hit so easily. They're just a liability as a whole.
But they can walk over boxes and they don't have to hit them to break them open.
No.
It's an amazing ability, Jed.
In Skylander Swap Force, the only thing Giants are useful for is opening giant labeled chests.
Giant
and that's
gates.
it. That's it. They don't get their own special levels or anything.
That kind of sucks.
No, it's actually great because the Swap Force specific stuff is way better than the Giants ever were.
One of Laura's friends bought her the Wonderful 101 for the Wii U.
Oh, okay. My brother likes that.
Yeah, Laura demoed it and she liked it, so hopefully she likes it enough to own and play the whole game. We'll see.
That is one of those games that I'm waiting to borrow from my brother eventually.
There you go. Everyone's borrowing games from their brothers. This is awesome. Laura's mom got me the thermos that I was really excited about. But she also got me Kid Icarus Uprising because I had it on my Christmas list, and I was really surprised to get that. Well, I mean, beyond it being like a really nice gift from her, she got it new, so it's in like, the bigger box, and it comes complete with all the like stand. Bonus stuff. So the AR cards and like the little handle thing. Oh man, that was so awesome. Like the collector side of me was just like going crazy.
One of the best games on the 3DS.
Yeah, I'm gonna open it. Like, I'm not worried about opening it, but when I will, I don't know. Just because I also got Monster Hunter 3, and even today at work, some of the guys were talking about starting a group and just playing. I don't know, so we'll see. I mean, that game, my cousin still plays it frequently, and he just swears by it. So I don't know if I want to get addicted, but we'll see.
Of course you do.
Yes, of course I do. And the very last, like, triple A game to me, Laura bought me the first game in the Zero Escape series, so 999 for the DS, and that is going to be awesome. I cannot wait to play that.
Aaron was a big fan of that one.
Oh yeah, I mean, I loved Virtue's Last Reward. I think it was last year that is when I nominated it for one of the games of the year, but I gave it to Borderlands 2. But man, that game is so good. So I'm really hoping this one is. I'm sure it's not as great, because I heard there's no voice acting, which kind of sucks, because that was one of the best parts of Virtues. Mm-hmm. But even if the story is similar and the gameplay is the same, yeah, I'm excited for that.
Oh, one other game that we have to talk about that I have played. Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 1.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yes, it is great. And you play as Clem, and they do not tone it down at all, because when you are playing as a little kid, if anything, it is even worse.
Wow.
She goes through some horrible things in that first episode.
I can't do it. I can't do it and have to wait for the rest of the episodes.
I actually like the waiting part. I think it gives you a lot of time to think and about your actions and let that bake in. And in particular, I like the idea of just that episodic gaming of, I'm going to dedicate this one night to Walking Dead night. I'm going to play it for that one night, and I'm finished. I've completed something.
How long is it after?
I mean, there's at least one prompt, like there's a specific event, and then it's like 18 months later, but I don't know what was the time differential between the end of last season and the start of this season.
Gotcha.
Clem is definitely older, though. She's still a kid, but clearly older than she was before.
What's the, without any spoilers, what's the overarching plot so far? Maybe besides survival.
Can
you say without spoiling it?
It's not even so much a spoiler thing, but I'm not quite sure where it's going. Like, Clem is... Bad things happen to Clem. She needs to fend for herself and then determine who she can trust and who she can't.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Any mention of Lee?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I'm definitely looking forward to playing the rest of that season. The Walking Dead episode 1 is great, and it's kind of like they carried on the momentum from last season straight into this one. Alright guys, I'm pretty tuckered out. That was some big, long, extended holiday chats, but we've enough looking back at the past. We're in 2014 now, guys. So
we're in 2014, and you've already managed to say fiddlesticks and tuckered out.
Throwback.
Yes.
Let's wrap things up. Matt, what do you got going on?
I have. I'm going to do basically another Game of the Year article for Biff Bam Pop, and then we're finishing up I'm actually not 100% sure what he's doing for the end of the month, so I can't really say, but there'll definitely be something. And Screaming Ego. I believe we've got one on tap. Not quite sure if it's going to happen before the end of the new year, but definitely within the first few weeks of the new year.
Sick.
Yeah.
How about you, Jason?
Seeing as 2014 is here by the time you hear this, my yearly roundup post should be done, so all of the games from 2013 all in one post. Beyond that, I'll likely work on a Link Between Worlds review, and we'll see if we can get something up for 3D World as well. So.
This 2013 wrap-up post, is this all the games you bought in 2013?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's gonna be a gajillion miles long.
This year is not nearly as bad because I had to move and I didn't have a job for a while, so it's not that bad. But I think 2012's game total was approaching 500, whereas this year I think it's only 250. It's not
only
nearly
250 games.
Well, okay. I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, I guess at that rate, you will never catch the world record holder who's got 10,600 games.
I know. I'm missing by 8,000. That jerk. I read that article and I was just thinking, man, he buys everything. I don't feel as bad anymore. Sometimes I'm like, this game just looks like crap, and I still don't buy it. But that guy probably buys it, so I could be worse. Laura's lucky.
If there is anyone I know who would have a shot at catching that guy, it would be you.
Oh, thanks, Chad.
I am rooting for you.
I don't think I'll ever win, so we'll see.
As for me, I guess if I keep talking about it, eventually the Phoenix Wright review will go live. It's been edited, so there's that. I'm hopefully going to start making some more videos that I can hopefully post on Splitkick. I just need to mess around with the tools and hopefully start making stuff that doesn't suck. Also on Splitkick, lots of video stuff you can watch, and we should be doing some Game of the Year articles. I've been editing a whole bunch. I see Matt has put his in there as well. Admittedly, I haven't written anything yet, but I'll try and get around to it. But you guys already know what my Game of the Year is because we announced it on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. And don't forget, you can listen to our friends at Short Attention Gamer. You can email us at bosscast@splitkick.com, and you can find us on Twitter at Matty Lang, at Jay Jasicki, at Jetlandicho, and at SplitKick.com. So until next time, we wish you all the best in 2014.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.